Sunday. It's not about how hot it gets during the day, but the effect on your body after days of no break from that heat. Cooling centers have been opened. Reporting live in Santa Rosa, Megan Goldsby, KCBS.
Thank you, Megan. Well, when temperatures hit the triple digits inland, it is not unusual to see a backup of cars with people trying to head out to the coast for the weekend. KCBS's Jennifer Hodges says it's starting already.
From San Francisco to Carmel, the beaches will no doubt be incredibly busy throughout the weekend as people inland look for relief.
Sunday, we have a family dinner every Sunday. We barbecue in the summer. Sunday is 112 at home. I think we decided to do like a charcuterie board, just cold cuts and make your own damn sandwich.
We're from San Jose, California, and we're escaping the heat. It's going to be like 100.
So how does this feel?
Nice. It's a great change.
At home, it's 93, and it's going to be 105.
Do we have to go home tomorrow?
Beach locations throughout Northern California are expected to reach up into the 80s. That's hot enough, but it's definitely a reprieve if you compare it to the Interior Valley. Jennifer Hodges, KCBS.
Wildfires have prompted evacuations and closed off a nearly 200-square-mile section of a Northern California forest. Hundreds of firefighters are battling the Beckworth complex. It's two blazes carving their way through the eastern edge of the Plumas National Forest. Truckee Meadows Fire and Rescue said at about 1:30 this afternoon that Highway 395 is likely to be closed from Highway 70 to Doyle. California students will remain masked up to start the new school year despite new guidance from the CDC. KCBS's Mike DeWald reports from Napa, where Governor Newsom made the announcement.
Meeting with students at Shearer Elementary School in Napa, Governor Newsom says California is ready to send students back to the classroom 100%.
We're here in a completely different place. Determined, committed, resolved not to go back to where we were pre-pandemic.
But despite new CDC guidance that vaccinated students and teachers don't need masks, California will wait to fully implement loosening the rules. Newsom's health secretary, Dr. Mark Galley, says that despite the divergence, the state and the CDC are on the same page.
Kids can get back to school in person and be safe doing it.
Galley says the state will focus on making adequate testing resources available to all schools.
We believe that with masking and with testing as an available option, that we can get kids back here in person 100% in our schools.
Along with the announcement, Newsom also touted the millions of dollars in the state budget directed to public education. In Napa, Mike DeWald, KCBS.
We are headed to the South Bay. We've got another look at Friday afternoon traffic from Kim Vestal.
Conditions are improving, Patty, on Highway 17 in the Santa Cruz Mountains. We had a mysterious incident, so we never did find out what it was, jamming up the ride southbound between Idlewild and Redwood Estates. So whatever it was, gone now. So we have slow going still between Campbell and Los Gatos on southbound 17, especially at the Lark Avenue merge there, and slow in both directions around Highway 9. But once you get into the Santa Cruz Mountains, traffic is moving well, northbound and southbound between Lexington Reservoir and Santa Cruz County, the fishhook there. So that's good news. We had a stall really bogging down the ride out of South San Jose at Coyote Creek Golf Drive, and that's clear. So now the Friday getaway in that direction, not too bad. It does bunch up as you get into Gilroy around the 152 interchange. That's very typical for a Friday. East Bay, earlier accidents in Hayward on Interstate 880 are clear. We have heavy traffic and stretches between Fremont and 238, but all lanes are open, and a big crowd there on the Sunol grade leaving Fremont, northbound 680 between Automall Parkway and the 84 interchange, Vallecillos Road. Next up, 8318, on the traffic leader, KCBS.
The Seabreeze doing a great job of moderating temperatures near the coast and bay today. 60s and 70s at the beaches, upper 70s to low 80s near the bay. And then you know about the upper 90s to low 100s inland. Temperatures peaking tomorrow, backing off just a little bit on Sunday and a lot by Monday. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
Yep. Well, hello, everyone. It's Nicole. Do you remember when I fell in love with that show, Gabby's Dollhouse? Look, I don't watch a lot of shows with my munchkin, but this one is good. So good. And if you love it as much as me and Mini-Me, well, great news. All new episodes come to Netflix August 10th. And to celebrate, DreamWorks is hosting events and activities online and at select Walmart stores near you. This week is Music Week in Gabby's Dollhouse, so get your paws up and shake it with Gabby, DJ Catnip, and all your favorite Gabby cats. Check Gabby'sDollhouse.com for a list of all the activities.
Sun's out and shades are in. Get your home summer ready with custom window treatments from Blinds.com. Get a high-end look without the high-end price on our most popular outdoor shades. And transform your backyard into the perfect weekend oasis with light-filtering shades that help block UV rays without obstructing your view. Plus, right now, we're offering up to 35% off everything, making it a breeze to upgrade any room in your home, indoors or out. With over 25 million blinds sold and 35,000 5-star reviews, there's a reason why Blinds.com is the #1 online retailer of custom window treatments in the world. Whether you do it yourself or have them handle the install from start to finish, Blinds.com makes ordering custom window treatments online easy with free shipping and a 100% guaranteed perfect fit. Sunshine and barbecues are in the forecast. Upgrade your backyard and window treatments with Blinds.com today and enjoy your new view all summer long. Visit Blinds.com today to shop up to 35% off site-wide. That's Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Mike Simpson here. It's getting warmer. You're drinking and using more water at home, but instead of a plastic bottle, fill up something reusable with filtered water straight from any tap at home. This is what you get with a LifeSource whole house water system. Every faucet has clean, great tasting water. These whole house systems, maintenance free, say goodbye to monthly filter changes. Your system reduces the odor and taste of chlorine from the water without using salt or chemicals. If you have hard water, they have a solution, and a filtered water shower that won't dry out your skin and your hair. With LifeSource, you're buying direct from the factory. The team provides a custom solution for your home, including the installation and customer service support. 37 years in Southern California now, all the products made in the USA. And LifeSource is currently looking for dedicated team members to join their growing team. Call them today for full service, full confidence in your water. 888-846-1945. 888-846-1945, LifeSourceWater.com. LifeSource Water. Taste and feel the difference.
KCBS News Time 3:11. Crime in San Francisco has been making national headlines recently. The viral video of the smash and grab at Union Square was just the latest example of brazen theft in the city. And as KCBS's Kathy Novak reports, police say those responsible must be held accountable.
Police Chief Bill Scott knows San Francisco is getting attention for the wrong reasons.
You see a video of a violent crime or a brazen crime, it's unsettling. And number one, it helps when we arrest the person or people that are responsible. I think that's comforting to people. They need to be held accountable, and that's comforting as well.
Mayor London Breed says with incidents that became notorious, including violent attacks against Asian American seniors and a case of shoplifting at Walgreens, police have taken action.
They have made arrests in almost every single case. And in many of these other cases, including no one said a word about the fact that the guy who rode into Walgreens with his bicycle has been arrested and is in jail waiting trial at this very moment.
They're also investigating the robbery at Neiman Marcus, suggesting those behind it may be linked to a similar incident in Palo Alto. In San Francisco, Kathy Novak, KCBS.
A 16-year-old East Bay basketball star is turning pro. Kevin will have the story on the KCBS Sports Line in 2 minutes.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
Are you still driving around with that check engine light on? AMCO will read and report the trouble codes on your vehicle for free. Call them today.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
What if you could pay off debt, cover that dream renovation, or fund your child's education today with the equity that you've built in your home? With HomeTap, you can. HomeTap isn't a lender, they're investors. Exchange a percentage of the future value of your home and get cash in as little as 3 weeks to use for anything you want. No monthly payments, no interest, no kidding. Subject to eligibility. Terms and conditions apply. Visit HomeTap.com to apply in minutes. That's HomeTap.com.
This is Lara Scott, and if you're as obsessed with Gabby's Dollhouse as my daughter and I are, here's some exciting news.
Yes, I'm Holly Kwan. Mask or no mask, new rules come out for back to school.
We're going to move over to the Bay Area Chevy dealer's sports desk and check in with Kevin Radich.
Yeah, this is pretty amazing, Patty. How about 16-year-old Jalen Lewis, one of the top
basketball prospects in the country. Out of Bishop O'Dowd High in Oakland, my alma mater, he signed to play professionally with the Upstart League Overtime Elite. Lewis is 6'10", has a 7-foot wingspan. He's considered the top big man in the class of 2023, and schools like Duke, Kentucky, UCLA, and Michigan are after him. But he'll sign for $1 million with this league Overtime Elite, and he is the youngest prospect in the U.S. to turn pro. This league is now an option for players who don't want to go the college route. Again, part of the changing landscape in team sports. Now with college athletes given the ability to make money off their name, image, and likeness in this new pro league for prospects who want to skip college altogether and make some money. Novak Djokovic will go for a record-tying 20th Grand Slam title on Sunday today. He had a hard-fought 3-set win over Denis Shapovalov of Canada, 7-6, 7-5, 7-5. Djokovic will meet Matteo Berrettini in the final on Sunday. Berrettini beat Hubert Urkacz in 4 sets, the first Grand Slam final for Berrettini. And how about Mark Cavendish of Britain winning stage 13 of the Tour de France? That ties Eddie Merckx with a record 34 stage wins for Cavendish in his career. At the sports desk, Kevin Radich, KCBS.
Hi, Jennifer York here. You've heard me talk about True Mortgage for a few weeks now. Well, something big just happened in lending. The government came out with a new program for homeowners. They're offering the lowest rate in lending history, and I don't want you to miss out. Just days ago, the government enacted a program giving homeowners more relief on refinancing their homes. It's called the Refi Now, and millions of homeowners are eligible. That's right, millions of homeowners are eligible right now. So visit True Mortgage at TrueNow.com to see if you qualify, even if you're self-employed.
CuriosityStream has thousands of documentary films and shows available on demand on any device. We're the Netflix for nerds, the Hulu for history buffs, the Disney Plus for the scientist in us. There sure are a lot of streaming services, aren't there? CuriosityStream is the one you definitely need if you're the type to nature dock and chill, if you're an armchair astronaut, if you prefer physics to psychics, or perhaps you know a precocious paleontologist. Go to curiositystream.com to learn more and sign up today.
All the time, right here on KCBS.
My mother was very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign and she wasn't even really sure where she was at.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
This portion of the News Watch sponsored by Outdoor Supply Hardware. We've got an accident in San Francisco. Kim Vestal's going to tell us about it from your local Honda dealer's traffic center.
We've gotten phone calls from the phone force helping us pinpoint the location of this accident. This report brought to you by Lucky and Lucky, California. So it turns out the crash is not on the eastbound 80 Skyway. It's a little bit before that, northbound 101 on the ramp to eastbound 80. They've just cleared it now, so it doesn't really matter. But we've got residual slowing. So it really bunched up there, and you'll stay well below the speed limit as you continue eastbound on 80 to the lower deck of the Bay Bridge. And then the door opens, and it's a nice ride into Oakland. We have traffic, heavy traffic on the upper deck of the Bay Bridge. The KCBS Waze Force is reporting a possible incident, accident, or stall before the island. That makes sense because it's very heavy. A lot of folks are streaming into the city this afternoon, maybe to cool off a little bit here. It is definitely cooler in San Francisco. And of course, we've got the Giants game at Oracle Park in a few hours. So popular attraction, the city of San Francisco. And we also have backup on the eastbound 80 corridor, San Pablo. The Chilton Auto Body Collision Cam has spotted an injury crash in the westbound direction just before McBride. It was moved to the right-hand shoulder, but very slow approaching the scene in the westbound direction. Eastbound, typically slow and go for the Friday commute, but no accidents in the eastbound direction. That's good news there. And Lucky and Lucky, California believe you should be able to get the finest, freshest ingredients at fantastic prices because the freshest food inspires creativity. This week, 1-pound packages of organic Driscoll strawberries are 2 for $4. Lucky, California, the golden state of eating. Next update, 3:28 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Mancini's Sleep World 6-day forecast. Enjoy 3 free gifts and 0% financing now at Mancini's Sleep World. We're going to check in with KPIX5 meteorologist Paul Hagen now. We wanted to talk to him more about the heat and what we can expect in the next few days. Paul, what's it look like this afternoon?
It is nice in the city. Temperatures only in the upper 60s, but we do have some triple-digit temperatures already farther inland. Concord and Livermore have tipped up over 100 degrees, and you head farther inland from that Fairfield, Antioch, Brentwood corridor that always is hotter. Temperatures there over 105 degrees, and tomorrow it looks like it's going to be even a few degrees hotter than that.
Is that just for the inland areas or the coast and bay as well?
It's going to be a little warmer around the band along the coast, but that just means it's going to be pleasantly warm. So high temperatures in San Francisco on Saturday in the low 70s. The East Bay, upper 70s to around 80 degrees, and then along the coast in the mid 60s. So the coast is going to be a popular spot on Saturday, while inland we have the heat advisory for the Santa Clara Valley and the North Bay valleys, mid 90s for San Jose, mid to upper 90s to around 100 degrees for the North Bay, from Petaluma to Santa Rosa, San Rafael, over towards Napa and Sonoma, knocking on the doorstep of 100. And then the hot spots farther inland in the East Bay, the Tri-Valley is going to be around 105. And then those hot spots, Fairfield, Antioch, Brentwood, up to around 110 degrees Saturday afternoon. That's why they have an excessive heat warning.
Paul, these numbers are so eye-popping when you talk about the inland temperatures. Are we going to break some records?
No, that's the thing. It's July.
That amazes me.
It gets hot. I mean, it gets really hot here, so you have to do some work to break record high temperatures. I think the one that might be in reach would be Santa Rosa with a high temperature. If it gets up to, I believe the record on Saturday is 102 degrees, that could be reachable. But otherwise, I think Livermore, the record is about 110 degrees. And I think the Tri-Valley should stay just a little bit below that.
Okay, what happens Sunday and beyond?
Sunday's still going to be hot. The heat advisory and the excessive heat warning still in effect because heat is kind of a cumulative effect. Even though Sunday's going to be about 5 degrees cooler inland, it's still going to be around 100 degrees for those hot spots, or up to about 105 far east. But it's going to cool off as we head into next week, back down to reasonably hot temperatures on Monday, and then back into a normal July weather pattern Tuesday through the rest of the week, which means the back and forth fog pattern, temperatures in the 60s around the bay, upper 50s along the coast, and only reaching up into the mid 80s farther inland.
Thank you so much. That is KPIX5 meteorologist Paul Hagen. Well, on Monday, state health officials expect to come out with their own K through 12 specific guidelines for returning to in-person learning. But as KCBS reporter Holly Kwan tells us, it looks like everyone will be masked up come fall.
The CDC recommends kids are spaced 3 feet apart and that vaccinated teachers and students don't have to wear masks inside school buildings. But California says it's impossible to sit kids that far apart. So as a fallback, it will continue to require masking indoors, which also ensures that all kids, vaccinated or not, are treated equally. Dr. George Rutherford is head of the Prevention and Public Health Group at UCSF.
The bottom line is that kids should be in school, and that comes through really clearly in these CDC guidelines, and we're talking about in-person education. And, you know, the perfect's the enemy of the good. And I think that, you know, they also say that if it's impossible to maintain 3 feet because you can't get everybody in those classrooms and all that, that masking is that will become a predominant strategy for mitigation. So I think that's perfectly reasonable.
The state also plans to continue routine testing in the schools. It's hoped that vaccines will be approved for kids under 12 by as soon as mid-September. Holly Kwan, KCBS.
We had some gains on Wall Street. We are going to check the KCBS Money Watch. Here's Jason Brooks.
Venture capital funding has been on fire in 2021. Ernst & Young reports a record $72 billion pumped into VC-backed companies in the second quarter, and that came after a record first quarter. Ernst & Young U.S. venture capital leader Jeff Grabo says the pandemic brightened the spotlight on technology.
From how to educate their kids at home, how to actually do their jobs remotely. Also, technology played a major part in helping treat pandemic patients and also inoculate us and develop a vaccine.
Grabo says San Francisco Bay Area VC funding rose 12% from the first quarter to a record $28 billion, with most of it going to IT, business and financial services, and consumer goods. He says the $52 billion raised in the Bay Area in the first half of this year tops most full years over the past decade. Wall Street rallied big time after Thursday's sell-off, sending all three major averages to all-time highs. The Dow up by 448 points. The Nasdaq surged higher by 142, and the S&P advanced by 48. On the Money Watch, Jason Brooks, KCBS.
What's up, everyone? I'm Nicole. If you know me or follow me on the socials, you know I have a little mini-me. Well, that little firecracker introduced me to a show called Gabby's Dollhouse. Hear me out. It's awesome. It makes me wish I was a little kid again. Luckily, it's there for us all. And if you love Gabby's Dollhouse too, all new episodes come to Netflix August 10th. And because it's a celebration, DreamWorks is hosting events and activities online and at select Walmart stores near you. Get lost in your imagination with Gabby's Dollhouse and her friends, DJ Catnip, and all your favorite Gabby cats. Go to Gabby'sDollhouse.com for a list of all the activities.
Mike Simpson here. It's getting warmer. You're drinking and using more water at home, but instead of a plastic bottle, fill up something reusable with filtered water straight from any tap at home. This is what you get with a LifeSource whole house water system. Every faucet has clean, great tasting water. These whole house systems, maintenance free, say goodbye to monthly filter changes. Your system reduces the odor and taste of chlorine from the water without using salt or chemicals. If you have hard water, they have a solution, and a filtered water shower that won't dry out your skin and your hair. With LifeSource, you're buying direct from the factory. The team provides a custom solution for your home, including the installation and customer service support. 37 years in Southern California now. All the products made in the USA. And LifeSource is currently looking for dedicated team members to join their growing team. Call them today for full service, full confidence in your water. 888-846-1945. 888-846-1945, lifesourcewater.com. LifeSource Water. Taste and feel the difference.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions, and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
Are you still driving around with that check engine light on? AMCO will read and report the trouble codes on your vehicle for free. Call them today.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
CuriosityStream has thousands of documentary films and shows available on demand on any device. We're the Netflix for nerds, the Hulu for history buffs, the Disney Plus for the scientist in us. There sure are a lot of streaming services, aren't there? CuriosityStream is the one you definitely need if you're the type to nature dock and chill, if you're an armchair astronaut, if you prefer physics to psychics, or perhaps you know a precocious paleontologist. Go to curiositystream.com to learn more and sign up today.
Fighting in the cage commands bravery. It requires hard work and belief. Above all else, it demands preparation. And when the UFC's #1 lightweight contender Dustin Poirier prepares for his fights, he reaches for Celsius. Celsius gives you the essential energy you need to push harder than yesterday. Celsius, essential energy. Live fit.
KCBS News Time 328. We've got an accident in San Pablo. Kim Vestal with more with KCBS traffic.
And it's backing up traffic mainly in the westbound direction of Interstate 80. Just before McBride, a couple of cars are pretty banged up. Managed to get over to the right-hand shoulder, but some passengers are injured as well. So it's really bunching up in both directions approaching McBride. It's the biggest problem spot we have there for your ride on Interstate 80. But we're also getting calls about a new backup developing for your ride into Richmond on the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge. I definitely see some brake lights approaching mid-span in the eastbound direction. Nothing official yet from CHP, but expect to hit the brakes. Slow going on the upper deck of the Bay Bridge, almost all the way across the span into the city. A lot of folks maybe coming in to get some relief from the heat and go to the ball game later on. And a crash leaving the city is clear now. That was northbound 101 on the connector to eastbound 80. That's out of the way, but slow. And then we just got a call from the phone force about a car that broke down on the lower deck of the Bay Bridge at the island in the tunnel, blocking the right lane. Thank you for that. Your next update, 3:38 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
We were just talking to KPIX5's Paul Hagen, the meteorologist there, and he said something that really caught my ear. And he doesn't think that as hot as it's going to get in London, it is right now, trust me, that we're probably not going to break any records tomorrow. Some of those inland valleys could be anywhere from 105 to 110. Very pleasant 70s and 80s near the coast and bay. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
Sun's out and shades are in. Get your home summer ready with custom window treatments from Blinds.com. Get a high-end look without the high-end price on our most popular outdoor shades, and transform your backyard into the perfect weekend oasis with light-filtering shades that help block UV rays without obstructing your view. Plus, right now, we're offering up to 35% off everything, making it a breeze to upgrade any room in your home, indoors or out. With over 25 million blinds sold and 35,000 five-star reviews, there's a reason why Blinds.com is the #1 online retailer of custom window treatments in the world. Whether you do it yourself or have them handle the install from start to finish, Blinds.com makes ordering custom window treatments online easy with free shipping and a 100% guaranteed perfect fit. Sunshine and barbecues are in the forecast. Upgrade your backyard and window treatments with Blinds.com today and enjoy your new view all summer long. Visit Blinds.com today to shop up to 35% off site-wide. That's Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
What's driving the conversation in California today? Every weekday at this time, we explore a topic that's making news in our state. This is the state of California.
Good afternoon. This is the state of California. Doug Sovern is on vacation. Today we are joined by political scientist from Sonoma State University, Dr. David McEwen. With all the talk of droughts and concerns about the climate and climate change, there's new thinking about how to deal with changes related to the environment and automobiles. Asking big questions related to climate is the focus of an effort at Stanford University that analyzes the role of automobiles and health, access to clean energy, and how transportation can be more equitable. Professor McEwen explained how, when we look at energy and the climate, there are concerns about equity and access to vehicles and tools that reduce emissions and greenhouse gases.
Well, good afternoon, Patty, and happy Friday. When we examine what is happening with changes in automobiles, and when we look to, for example, the Newsom administration, the governor recently signed an executive order to get current passenger vehicles off the road by 2035. This is what the governor often refers to as BHAGs, his big, hairy, audacious goals. We look at that. We look at what's happening with the Biden administration and how they're conceiving of infrastructure. There are a number of issues related to and raised by how we actually get conventional gasoline vehicles off the road, how that impacts families, how that impacts and the additional burdens that are placed on individuals when they're going to work. So this new project, and today's guest, I think, can illuminate what's going on and kind of the thinking that's a little bit different than we've seen in the past year.
We're going to bring that guest on right now. We are going to turn to the KCBS Ring Central Newsline and speak with Margot Gerritsen. She's a professor of energy resources engineering at Stanford University. Thank you very much for talking to us this afternoon. Professor, what are the issues related to why consumers might not have access to clean transportation alternatives?
Oh, thanks, first of all, for having us on the show. Much appreciated. There are many issues. I mean, one of the big issues that we've been talking about for a long time is that of cost, that new electric vehicles are just not in the price range of many people who could really benefit from those cars.
When we the executive order that Governor Newsom signed that bans the sale of these engines and cars, is that really an achievable target of 2035 to move to zero emissions for all populations, or what are the challenges there?
Yeah, that's exactly one of the things that we're wanting to find out. So our group is really interested to help us achieve clean mobility for all and do that as soon as possible. And we see so many of these new ideas being proposed, like this executive order. Whether or not that's doable depends on a lot of factors. You know, you have to keep in mind that the electric vehicle market at the moment is not big enough by any measure to carry this, and it's not just a California mandate, but there's many other states. There's 11 other states, and there are many other countries where such orders have been passed. And so we would have to significantly increase the number of available annually produced electric vehicles to make that happen. So we're interested in answering that question. We're also really interested in understanding unintended consequences of such measures. Car markets are not local. They are all connected globally, and we're seeing a very rapid increase in the used car market also, and particularly in developing countries. So people expect that the number of cars there, and most of them are imported internal combustion engine vehicles, will quadruple or maybe even grow to 5 times what it is now. And so everything that we do in the West also has impact there. So that's something that we'd like to investigate. And then, as you said, we're very interested in the equity question. If we're spending a lot of money on rebates, for example, for EV, who benefits from those rebates? Are we actually getting the best bang for the buck? Because honestly, this whole question of how to change as fast as possible to electric vehicles is a very large optimization problem, and we really need to think about how to do that when we're spending so much capital on it as well.
And part of that problem is if you have folks, low-income folks, who've had their sedan for 10, 15, 20 years, how do you convince them to give that up?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And we should not take it away if it's essential for their livelihood either, right? So we really need to understand how people depend on those cars, on what kind of cars, and to see if we can make transport available to them that is as clean as possible and gives them what they need to make a living and to care for their families.
Margot, as you look at this is a big question. You have the equity question you've talked about, but also emission reductions and ensuring better air quality. What prompted really this kind of deep dive into the research? This is a big question moving forward, and as you mentioned, not just for California, but really for much more globally than this.
Yeah, for us personally, it's really this desire to help with climate change and to reduce pollution and congestion as fast as possible, because it's hurting us all. And it's also disproportionately burdening some segments of the population, and that is another thing that we're really worried about. So local transportation pollution, for example, and impacts on health, and even impacts on COVID through these transport. This transport pollution is not carried by everybody equally, right? There are certain segments of the population that really suffer a lot more from that than others. So that has really driven us. And then we're engineers and computational folks, and we always like these very big puzzles. So how would you do this in an optimal sense? I know that it's also, as I said, a very interconnected problem. It's not something that you could solve just for California, for example, or just for the state. You can have some broad strokes policies or measures, but who falls in between the cracks is a really important question to answer as well. So we're really drawn by this severe complexity, and we're working with lots of people, collaborators from across the state and across the world on this problem.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, Margaret Gerritsen. She's a professor of energy resources engineering at Stanford University. Also, thanks to Dr. David McEwen at Sonoma State University. You can hear The State of California, by the way, every weekday at 3:30 p.m. It is also available at kcbsradio.com and wherever you get your podcasts. KCBS News Time 3:38. We are going to get to traffic in just a moment. But first, we are going to give you a chance to win some money. This hour's keyword is rewind. Do you ever wish you could rewind the tape? You can. Text rewind to 72881 by the end of the hour. You'll be entered for a chance to win $1,000. That's 72881. Message and data rates may apply. For rules, visit kcbsradio.com/cash. One randomly selected nationwide entry is going to win $1,000. Keyword for cash on KCBS, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Right now, we are headed to Alamo. We're going to check in with Kim Vestal. She's got KCBS traffic, sponsored by carsforkids.org.
And we have a crash slowing the ride through Alamo's southbound direction of 680 before Stone Valley Road, blocking at least the second lane from the left. Traffic is slow on both sides of the road there. And that backup we spotted last time around on the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, it's debris, what is described to be maybe a large chunk of linoleum rolling around and slowing traffic. So CHP is going to do a quick traffic break to get that out of the way. So it's slow in the eastbound direction as you head out of San Quentin in the eastbound direction of the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge. So that backup should dissipate shortly. And the Chilton Auto Body collision cam spotted some brake lights in Berkeley. We've got a car that broke down eastbound before University, blocking the right lane. It's really bunched up there. And earlier accidents up ahead in San Pablo. Westbound 80 before McBride is on the right-hand shoulder. A couple of cars really banged up, though, waiting for a tow. So westbound is very slow from El Portal. Eastbound impacted a bit as well. That's sort of a combination of people slowing down to look and just extra Friday getaway traffic in that direction. Your next update, 3:48 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
We have triple digits already in some of those inland valleys, and we're going to see more of them. The temperatures are supposed to spike. They're going to reach their peak tomorrow. Then in the warmest inland spots, anywhere from 105 to 110. Still nice. No, they're nice, though, near the coast and bay is what I'm trying to say. 70s and 80s, plenty of sunshine. Temperatures are going to back off a bit on Sunday, mostly into the 90s, approaching 100 inland. Then a pretty dramatic drop on Monday. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
Hey, Gary, how are things?
Things are great, but I crushed my mortgage payment with owning without even leaving my couch. I got a no closing cost refi at a great low rate, and owning did it all in less than 3 weeks. It was easy, no muss, no fuss.
Be like Gary. Call Owning at 855-5-OWNING and crush your mortgage payment with today's 15-year fixed refi at 1.99% rate and APR with no closing costs. None. Zero. Even if you've refinanced recently, call 855-5-OWNING and let us crush your monthly payment even more. That's 855-5-OWNING or log on to owning.com.
NMLS 2611, licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act, subject to credit approval. Call 833-852-6464 for terms and conditions.
You can crush it too with a 15-year fixed 1.99% rate and APR with absolutely no closing cost.
We care that you long to travel again. Get a $20 Best Western gift card for each night after you stay. Limit 5. Book direct at bestwestern.com. Offer ends September 6th. Terms and conditions apply.
Well, hello, everyone. It's Nicole. Do you remember when I fell in love with that show, Gabby's Dollhouse? Look, I don't watch a lot of shows with my munchkin, but this one is good. So good. And if you love it as much as me and Mini-Me, well, great news. All new episodes come to Netflix August 10th. And to celebrate, DreamWorks is hosting events and activities online and at select Walmart stores near you. This week is Music Week in Gabby's Dollhouse, so get your paws up and shake it with Gabby, DJ Catnip, and all your favorite Gabby cats. Check Gabby'sDollhouse.com for a list of all the activities.
This time for summer, it's getting warmer. We're using more water at home, but instead of reaching for that plastic bottle, fill up a glass with filtered water straight from any tap in your house. It's Mike Simpson here with a LifeSource whole house water system. Every faucet has clean, great tasting water. These whole house systems, they're maintenance free. No filter changes or monthly tank exchanges, and if you have hard water, they have a solution. A LifeSource system gets rid of the odor and taste of chlorine without using salts or chemicals. You'll bathe and shower without the drying effects of that chlorine on your skin and on your hair. Filtered water shower. LifeSource, you're buying direct from the factory. The team provides a customized solution for your home, including the installation and customer service supports all the products made in the USA. And LifeSource is currently looking for dedicated team members to join their growing team. Call them today for full service and full confidence in your water. It's 888-846-1945. 888-846-1945 and LifeSourceWater.com. LifeSource Water. Taste and feel the difference.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
And AMCO offers payment plan options for almost any credit situation, so it's easier than ever to fix it fast and pay it off slow.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
Coming up in a minute, we're going to have the KCBS Sports Line. Kevin has one final in from Major League Baseball.
If dog people made dog food, it definitely wouldn't look like dusty, burnt brown pebbles. Ugh. It would actually be food. It would be made with real, fresh meat and veggies gently cooked to preserve their nutritional value. You know, like food. The Farmer's Dog was created by dog people who cook and deliver fresh, healthy food. Try the Farmer's Dog and get fresh, pre-portioned meals tailored to your dog's needs. Tell us about your dog, build your plan, and get 50% off at thefarmersdog.com. That's thefarmersdog.com.
All right, let's clear this garage. Start a pile here for donations, one over here for recycling, and one more over here for trash. Hang on, what are you doing?
Recycling?
We may need that paint one day, and that can't be recycled.
First, this can looks older than me. And second, paintcare.org says you can.
Paintcare.org. Let me see. Oh, and there's a drop-off site close by. And it's free? Nice.
Dad, no.
Fighting in the cage commands bravery. It requires hard work and belief. Above all else, it demands preparation. And when the UFC's #1 lightweight contender Dustin Poirier prepares for his fights, he reaches for Celsius. Celsius gives you the essential energy you need to push harder than yesterday. Celsius, essential energy. Live fit.
Coming up on KCBS, the economy is fully reopened, but one group still hasn't returned to work. We will explain. Right now, we got a little baseball. Kevin Radich at the Bay Area Chevy Dealers Sports Desk.
Yeah, Patty, the Cubs came into the game today against St. Louis, having lost 12 of 13. The talk is they're going to trade their star players. They're all on the trade block. But this afternoon, the Cub fans were having a party at Wrigley Field in a win over the Cardinals.
Hernandez with 2 outs and a man at second. The 0-1 to Wisdom. And that is crushed out towards left center field. Heading towards the bleachers and gone. Number 12, Patrick Wisdom. And it is 9-2, a towering homer that he deposits into the bleachers in left.
John Shambi on Cubs TV. Wisdom, 2-run shot in the 7th. Cubs go on to a 10-5 win over St. Louis. The Cubs, by the way, were wearing all dark blue uniforms with Wrigleyville across the jerseys. And we talked about the creamsicle uniforms the Giants are going to wear this creamsicle, you know, this weekend against the Nats. They have the big orange G and the Golden Gate Bridge stencil on the sleeve with a fog underneath. The worst uniform combo I saw in person was at an Oakland A's game in 1974 when the A's wore all Kelly green uniforms. They looked horrible.
Like a softball uniform, kind of?
It did. It really did. Catfish Hunter pitched that day. I felt sorry for him. Not a good look. Novak Djokovic over Denis Shapovalov in the semis at Wimbledon, 7-6, 7-5, 7-5. Tough match. Djokovic going for a record-tying 20th Grand Slam title Sunday against Matteo Berrettini, who won in 4 over Hubert Hurkacz. At the sports desk, Kevin Radich, KCBS.
The KCBS Sports Desk is sponsored by the Bay Area Chevy Dealers. Visit BayAreaChevroletDealers.com.
At Arizona State University, we offer personalized support and dedicated faculty to empower your success. Earn your degree from a top 10 university for online bachelor's programs. Explore over 100 bachelor's degrees at asuonline.asu.edu.
Well, hello, everyone. It's Nicole. Do you remember when I fell in love with that show, Gabby's Dollhouse? Look, I don't watch a lot of shows with my munchkin, but this one is good. So good. And if you love it as much as me and Mini-Me, well, great news. All new episodes come to Netflix August 10th. And to celebrate, DreamWorks is hosting events and activities online and at select Walmart stores near you. This week is Music Week in Gabby's Dollhouse, so get your paws up and shake it with Gabby, DJ Catnip, and all your favorite Gabby cats. Check Gabby'sDollhouse.com for a list of all the activities.
Sun's out and shades are in. Get your home summer ready with custom window treatments from Blinds.com. Get a high-end look without the high-end price on our most popular outdoor shades. And transform your backyard into the perfect weekend oasis with light filtering shades that help block UV